welcome to SciFi Vision for December 15th. Scarlet will be along in a couple minutes, but for now, I'm here. And welcome, everybody. Thank you if you're joining us. We're going to be talking about the third episode of The Artist tonight. And of course, there are no new episodes on, unfortunately, until Christmas Day. But then you can catch the rest of the season. There's 4 more coming up. But if you are just joining us and you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, or well, I guess you haven't seen the first 3 probably. If you otherwise, I don't know that you would start at the middle. But if you haven't seen the actual episodes, you really should check it out. It's a really good show. It's unique. I know I definitely liked it, especially after this third episode. This third episode is so crazy. At this point, I knew for sure I was in all the way. But if you haven't, please make sure you subscribe to SciFi Vision, like the video, give it a hype if you have that option on the video. Let me let Scarlet in here. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Wait a second. Hi.
Yeah. Now you're a ballerina.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We need to have different pictures for you to update it when you're in here, but I just leave that one up all the time. But hi, Scarlet. Welcome.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I picked a redheaded ballerina, though.
Oh, okay. Well, it works either way. But as I was going to say, if anybody has missed it and hasn't checked it out, make sure you check out our video tab for all our interviews, especially for this show. There's an interview with what the heck? Sorry, I think I got a pop up there. Sorry. My interview with, of course, as I've mentioned multiple times, Clark Gregg and Ever Anderson, who play Harry Thaw and Evelyn Nesbit, and that is up, as well as the interview with Danny Houston, who plays Degas, and have another one yet that should be up tomorrow. And yeah, so make sure you check all the and the artist, or the director and the writer, Aaron Rappaport, which is the funny one about the camel shit I mention all the time. So make sure you give that a listen. But yeah, we're going to do the third episode. So what did you think of the third episode, Scarlet?
Oh, I wanted to point out something first. I like the title, Portrait of a Murderer.
Oh, very thanks. Nice. Yeah, I was like, nice. I got to put something in for a title. I always forget to make the title, so I at least made something up. I didn't know what to make for the animation. So yeah, I wasn't sure what to put. Yeah, actually, that would have worked. The only thing I could think of was making.
You could have her dancing across the bottom if you wanted, the bottom of the.
Yeah, maybe. Well, for the 4th episode, maybe I'll be able to get a ballerina up there dancing. I hadn't thought of that. That's actually a good one. I should have asked you. So thank you for that. But other than that, that's the other interview that's going up with Lily, who plays the ballerina.
Oh, the ballerina.
So what did you think of the 3rd episode?
Well, I finally had the reveal at the end of the artist being Degas. I mean, there was a little bit of tease. There was a little bit of a tease in the intermission, because they were like, and all the impressionists are coming over. The boat's going to be full of paintings. Get your painting out the boat.
Yeah. They didn't.
Which I wasn't sure if that's what really happened in history, because people Victorians used to buy like books by the foot. So I thought, well, maybe they just pay money for paintings and they just get what they get off the boat.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know that, but I do know that they did not mention his name until this point. But hey, B, welcome. But I mean, if you read the Internet Movie Database, or you've watched our show, because I keep calling.
You just blew it for me. You just told me straight up, and I didn't know.
Sorry about that. Yeah, because
I'm like, oh, his dick. Okay, cool.
Well, that's what they list him on for the Internet Movie Database. I mean, it wasn't like it was a spoiler we weren't supposed to tell. So, but yeah, some people may not have realized it. Sorry.
It seemed like a reveal. It seemed like the big reveal, the halfway mark.
All right. Well, that's my fault. Sorry. But yeah,
no, if you don't know most readers, most watchers. Not readers.
Yeah, they probably didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is because they did like list it as his character in Internet Movie Database. Yeah. I don't know if you're supposed to know. That's why I never really. I don't think you're supposed to know.
I think they just hired a painter, and then it was like, oh, because she acted really surprised once it was revealed.
Right. No, I mean as a viewer, I don't think it was something that was supposed to be
either. Yeah,
that's why I didn't worry about it. But hey, Kimberly, welcome. But yeah, I would also like to know why it's called The Artist, because I feel like he's got to be more like very important to the show, if it's called The Artist, because I even said to him when I was talking to Danny Houston, I said, we got to wait and see who the killer is. Maybe it's him. I mean, it's called The Artist. You don't know. Hey, Dieter, Kimberly.
Maybe it's the art of murder, Jamie.
Maybe. Well, the thing is, and what I think is interesting is, even though it is historical, you really don't know who the murderer is. And look, it's still fictional, because obviously one of these people from history is not likely to be the murderer unless it ends up, it's like, Harry Thaw or something, who is a murderer already. Then that kind of makes sense.
Or we did some murder and
Yeah, but we're talking about who murdered Henry. But hey, more Clark Gregg. I wouldn't complain. But anyway. All right, well, let's go through the episode. As I was saying before you came in, I really like this episode because it is so fucking crazy. That is the best way I could describe this episode. Like, there is so much going on at once, and so many. It's like all the characters are nuts, and it really made me like the show a lot more. As crazy as that sounds, it did. I think this episode is really funny. So yeah. Well, let's get to it. And I'm sorry I keep wiping my eye. My contact keeps going out of place, and I'm like trying to see. And it's hard to read when your contact's moving around. So sorry about that. All right. So I left it on the picture of the intro. That was only for like a fraction of a second. All right. So we start off in Madison Square Garden. And this is where all the shit goes down, right?
Camel.
And the camel. I've been talking about the camel forever. I gotta say,
I thought you were making an inference that the camel shit goes down.
Yeah, literally no. Well, at least it did, I guess, behind the scenes. Maybe not on the scene, but
I do have that like as an option, like a behind the scenes for the show.
Yeah, all I know is, like I've said before, what the director told me, that it was shitting. And all the extras were something. I don't know if he said shitting on the extras or just that it was in the way of the extras. I can't remember. You have to go back.
Sometimes you have to pay for that. Pay extra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, camels are dirty. I remember being at a zoo before.
Jeez, I'm sorry, camels.
Yeah. No, well, they are. I remember being in this drive-through zoo before, and you feed them through your window, and like the camel tried to take the whole damn bucket of whatever. I forget what it was. I was like a teenager. This was a long time ago, but
most of the animals will.
Yeah, no, but they spit, and it stuck its whole head in the window. That's what I remember, was we had this camel's head in our window.
But he didn't spit on you. But he didn't spit on you.
No, it didn't spit on me, but it did shove its head in the window and try to steal the food. I just remember that. That was funny. But
I've ridden a camel. You ever rode a camel?
I think I did when I was there. I know I rode an elephant. And I think, and I rode one of those big tortoise. Ones. Yeah. And I think I rode a camel as well. But I said I was a teenager. I think I was younger than a teenager.
I don't think they let kids do that anymore at zoos.
Oh no, I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't. No, yeah, that was kind of interesting though.
I think it was in Florida somewhere, like Busch Gardens. Some place was doing that.
You said that. Maybe it was when I was in Busch Gardens in Virginia. Maybe that's where. I honestly don't know. It was so long ago. It was probably like 20 some years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So. All right. So anyway, what I was going to say is I got to really give it to the set designers, the costume designers, and everything for this episode. Especially this opening. Like, you can tell that they put a lot into the scene. I mean, you got the band, you got the camels, as we've discussed, and even the costumes in the show. I mean, I don't know. They were already great to begin with. I just feel like it stands out in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Because it's of this whole big to-do that they've got going on at Madison Square Gardens. They even got confetti there. And a girl on a swing, and they've got dancers. It's just crazy. I don't know where they actually filmed it, though. I don't think it's at Madison Square Gardens. I've never been there, so I don't know, but I don't think it is. I never really thought to ask.
Yeah, I've never been there either, so I don't know if that part still exists, the rooftop cabaret.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would have liked to have seen that show there. It looks like a lot of fun, right? All right, so now we have Harry Thaw and his 16-year-old wife.
All around great guy, Harry Thaw.
Yeah, great guy. He's got great language too, huh?
Great attitude towards life.
it's like, I'm not even going to repeat all of the quotes this time. I think he swears, I think, more than anybody in the show. And it's like probably quite a bit in the first 2 minutes of the show. But yeah, so Harry Thaw, and this part is from real history, is that Harry Thaw was married to Evelyn Nesbit, who is, I don't know about in real life, but in the show she's 16. Which
he was infatuated with her when she was a teenager, so that checks.
Yeah, well, look, I take issue with that, but to be fair, I mean, they did used to get married at that a lot of times.
I was going to say, it was a while ago.
Yeah, it's not quite as I think considered as awful back then. Although obviously, she only married him for his money. They even say that. But yeah, that's a little weird, and today's standards definitely creepy. But yeah, he has got a temper. He's yelling. He screams at her because she tells him it's hot in there, and he's like, no, he says it's hot, I think, and she says it's not. But either way, he yells at her for contradicting him, and she's like, I'm just clarifying. And he's screaming at her about her mother, calls somebody C word. I won't repeat. Actually, I probably shouldn't repeat a lot of this that he says. I know I tend to.
You can just make a string of just the first letters of all the words, and that'd be funny.
Yeah, no, it's just I know that I tend to swear sometimes on this show, but I'm gonna try not to repeat the different genitalia words. How's that? B says, honestly, I think it's still creepy. Even back then, it was just okay to be creepy back then. Maybe, yeah. Hey, Jen, welcome.
Well,
yeah,
that's the problem when you have a time period where if you're a child, you have to do child labor, or you have to, if you're a woman, you're resorted to doing things because you have no other options.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of women got married at 16, although hopefully most of them were not married to, whatever, 50 plus.
Yeah, I mean, like with women, if you're a little bit learned, you could be a teacher or a governess, but the rest of you get married, or you're a lady of the evening, or you're a model.
Well, she was a model. They even say that that's what she was. And of course, this is all told in voiceover, but yeah, they're coming to this crazy party. I took way too many pictures of this scene, so I'm just gonna kind of.
Oh, that's fine.
I got a lot. There's the camel. The camel. That's crazy. But at any rate, he is screaming, and that's her mother. I don't know if they say her mother's name, but that's what's her name? I'm trying to think of her real name. She's from Crossing Jordan. I always liked her. Mm-hmm. I can't think of her name. I can't. I'd have to look it up. It's hard to get fast. But they're telling Marion's telling this in voiceover. The whole thing is kind of her telling the story, and she does say that Evelyn was a model, and through some
quote unquote model,
they showed that she was a new model. And I have to say, I did not expect this. And no, I'm not showing it in case anybody. Jill Hennessy, thank you, Kimberly. That's what I was thinking. When I was taking the screen captures, I was going to take a picture of one of the portraits. Yeah. It's a woman naked from the waist down. You can see it. Yeah. So I'm like, nope, we're not using that picture. So
yeah, I did not expect that. Wikipedia page that her mom, like an actual history, her mom said, oh, she never did any nudity, but yet they find these portraits where she's clearly topless or clearly naked.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going to protect her virtue, I guess.
Yeah, well, the thing is, her mother knew it. That's what I think is the more creepy part. But I'm not sure if she was a model. I mean, I guess probably people didn't necessarily, when they seen the pictures, know it was of her. And if it was naked pictures, they maybe didn't, necessarily connect it. So
it kind of reminds me of Brooke Shields and her mom. Her mom was okay with her doing all the stuff that she did. And that was like in the 70s, 1970s.
It was the hippie time, maybe, right? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, back then, I could say maybe 70s. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I don't know, but either way, she posed nude. That's the point.
Yeah.
But she couldn't make enough to support both her and her mother, who was a widow. So that is why she married Harry there. And then there's this scene where he's upset and screaming because she doesn't want to have sex with him. And she's telling him she's a virgin, but she's completely lying. just because she doesn't want to sleep with him, I guess. And well, no, I guess it is because she doesn't want to sleep with him. And he has a very bad temper. He's screaming, he's throwing things. She acts like she's scared of him. He finally does calm down. She's like, soon, soon. I'm just not ready. I'll be with you soon. I'll be yours soon. And yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that he let it go. He's like, you're my wife. But well, at least, hey, at least he doesn't rape her, right? I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. But
yeah, I guess at least.
I just mean, as much as he was not a very nice guy, at least he didn't do that. But he also was mentally unstable, so I don't know that he, necessarily would have planned to do what he did if he was not. But
yeah, it said he has some substance abuse issues on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, he had. Well, he's a murderer too, so he has quite a bit of issues.
Well,
I think
this was before the murdering.
Yeah, this was a couple minutes before the murder, and that's true. I do remember looking up, and it did say that she had been raped by this guy. Now, I don't know how much of that obviously is true, other than what it says when you look it up. But because it seemed to me that when she, and we'll get to this a little bit more later, but when she's talking to Henry and Miriam, or I keep calling him Norman Henry and Miriam Henry, that it sounds like she was young, so it was still technically, I don't know how many times you can say that word before it gets blocked.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you seem to say it a lot. I wonder if we get flagged.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't get the video blocked. Sorry, it's stupid. You should be able to.
Hey, man, it happens in the world, okay?
I know. It'll get blocked on Facebook probably. I told you my other video got taken off Facebook because we talked about the character unaliving and didn't even unalive themselves. But in this sense, so she was assaulted. Let's put it that way. She was sexually assaulted. But it sounds like when she's talking to the Henrys that it wasn't maybe against her will, but that being said, it still is, because she's still, that age that it's still.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have thought about that at the time, Jamie.
No, they wouldn't have. Technically, it still is. But either way, so he meets this guy here, Stanford White, who is the one who designed the Madison Square Garden, and he expects him to be impressed, I guess. And Harry is not impressed with him, and he basically says that, and the guy gets kind of pissed. And he is mad at Evelyn, asking how she knows him, and she's like, "Oh, he's a family friend. He's a good friend. I've known him since I was young." And he's like, "Well, who are you?" And Harry says he's married to her. And I mean, we don't got to go through it. Like I said, there's a lot of rude stuff.
Profanity.
Yelling at each other, lots of profanity. Even her mother's trying to calm him down. And when he starts getting agitated, Evelyn's like, "I love you. Let's go to bed. Let's do," she's trying everything she can to get him to stop. She obviously knows he has a temper, and he's starting to calm down until Stanford whispers in his ear that he was with his wife. He said he plucked her 3 cherries on top of the swing. And of course, Harry flips out. You lied to me. And this is where kind of the craziness starts, because I got a picture here. See, I told you I took way too many pictures. There, she's trying to calm him down. Now, I thought that was supposed to be her on the swing, because they were talking about the swing. He was talking about the swing, but they show it after. So I'm not entirely sure. It might just be a different dancer, and she looks kind of like Evelyn. I don't know. There's more camel. But yeah, he pulls out the gun, points it at her, and then he immediately points it at Stanford, and he ends up shooting him. That's a good shot there. I think of a better one of the gun. There, that one's better. So yeah, he shoots him and kills him. I noticed how the music stops playing. It gets super silent, which, is understandable. But it gets silent. Somebody's crying over the body. I wasn't sure if it was. I meant to look at what her mother's
wife, I'm assuming.
No, it wasn't Evelyn. What couldn't have been her mother?
No, his wife, the guy who got.
Oh. Stanford's wife. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Stanford's wife.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I thought you
I
meant
just assumed that the person that would be closest to you over your body would be your spouse.
Yeah, probably. And he's like yelling, like, "Shut up!" screaming at him.
Yeah, I mean, what a
I love
way
that
to
shot.
destroy the party mood.
Yeah, I know, right? They were all having fun, and he had to go and
Yeah.
ruin it with the gun. They should
Yeah.
have said no weapons at this party. I love that shot though, where they're all shocked. Look at even that necklace. Like I said, costume design's awesome on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all flipping out. Let's see. B says, I heard camels like to spit. Not sure I'd want them at my dinner party. They do spit. That's what I said earlier. They definitely spit and apparently shit all around the place.
Yeah.
If you listen to Aram. So
I
yeah.
fed them carrots before at our like local zoo. They let you feed them
Cool.
carrots. Yeah, they're fun.
I don't know.
No one's ever spit on me. Apparently, they spit on my dad once, but my dad's. I think my dad got in their face because if you seem like a threat to them, they're gonna spit on you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we fed them. I want to say I thought it was like a bucket of grain, but it might have been something else. Pellets. I don't know. It was something that multiple animals. There's a shot overhead there of him laying dead. He's dead, and he just comes back. I love how he just comes back over, gets a drink. He's like, everything's normal.
He tells the band to start playing. Is that what?
Start playing your music. Yeah. He's totally over it. He wants his party to come back. Yeah, like. Hi DJ, thanks for stopping. Appreciate it. Yeah, everybody.
Didn't he technically kill the guy that was started the party?
Sorry, what? Didn't he tell the guy that started the party? What? Oh, wasn't yeah, Stanford was probably started the party, so
yeah, I mean he was the one that built that area in the first place. And I read on Wikipedia that the other guy was obsessed with him, and I thought, why did he kill him? I guess he was just obsessed with him.
You mean Harry was?
Yeah, unhealthily obsessed.
Oh, okay. Well, because in this episode, I mean, I don't know about in real life, but it made it like he didn't know anything about him, but it may have been he didn't want to seem like he cared, because he definitely acted like it was nothing, you know. And either way, he comes back, he gets his drink. And that's why I said he's just totally trying to go back to normal after what he just did and thinks he can. I don't know. I just found the whole scene completely crazy, and I thought it was really funny. I don't know.
Probably the drugs too, you know. He probably was on all sorts of like laudanum, opium. What was
probably,
it?
Probably.
Jazz
cigarettes. You know, when I watched it the first time, I don't know. I wasn't sure it was supposed to be as funny as I thought it was, but when I watched it again, like it was supposed to be funny, but I don't know. The first time I watched it, I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? He murders this guy? Because it's hilarious.
Well, it's supposed to be the dark humor, Ben.
Yes, it's supposed to be the dark humor. And I think it's just the beginning of, like I said, a crazy episode, because it's the whole thing. It's not just this part. But that's my favorite part of the episode. But then we go back to the Henrys, and he is trying to get Marion back inside because Evelyn's coming, and because we already know that Harry thought had sent him a letter from prison. I took a couple notes here on some of the quotes because she tells him not why did he write back, and he's like, he sent a note on prison letterhead, and she says to send a note back on Henry letterhead. But yeah, he's gonna let her come because he says they owe Harry money, and she talks about it being transactional, and he says that everything it's what you do with it. So yeah, she's not happy that Evelyn is going to be staying at their house now. So flip forward to the artist, aka Degas, who rips down the buck from his wall.
That's Staghead.
Staghead, yeah. He is very upset because he's like, where's my money? You know, show me the money.
Is he gonna take that Staghead instead of the money?
No, I think I thought he was just kind of causing problems, you know, ruining his stuff. I don't know. But he wants paid. He didn't get paid for his poodle paintings. And Norman goes through this whole thing where he tells him, oh, we're going to get the painting appraised, and then you'll get a promissory note, which of course,
it's not cash.
Like, no, I want money. And he gives this whole explanation of why he can't give him real money, which is totally bullshit. But we know he doesn't have money. He doesn't know he doesn't have money. And Degas says the bones of an artist will live forever. And then he says something about, but the bones of a prick like you will turn to dust because they have no soul. You contribute nothing of value. Yeah. And then they go on to talk about how Henry makes money as the middleman with junk. And he also says to Degas, I see how my wife looks at you. And this is where it gets weird. He's like, don't make me nervous. You should never intend to do that. And he starts crying, like almost crying. And I thought he was faking it, but I think he's actually supposed to be crying. And he's like, if you make me nervous, I won't pay you. And he's like, you don't pay me, I'll slit your throat. So they're not getting along too well. But yeah, he is like, I don't know. He starts crying and acting very strange. And he cries again later. It's just supposed to be funny, but at first I was like, is he just pretending or is he really crying? But he's supposed to be really crying. And there's the maid ringing because they have a guest. And again, I took way too many pictures. There he is with the painting, which we don't even get to see.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I want to see the damn painting. Maybe who knows? Maybe he painted the toodles.
The poodles and tutus.
Yeah, maybe. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, that's what I should do for an overlay. I should totally make a poodle and a tutu. I could do that.
Yeah.
But Evelyn shows up and she is, wait, let me get a picture over there. She talks about seeing, hold on one second. I'm going to keep talking, but I gotta put my picture up a second because I gotta get something here. She is talking about seeing the guy's brains spattered and
because of tiramisu.
Yeah, brain splayed out across tiramisu. And Henry,
it's my favorite dessert, but minus the brains. No,
yeah,
thank you. I don't need the extra brains.
Norman keeps saying that it was an accident. That it's just, what's he say? Sensationalism, something like that. Let's see. He says, yeah, sensationalism. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's funny that he says that, but I'm not sure why he's saying that Norman or that Harry didn't kill, that it was an accident. He killed him. I don't know if it's just because he's friends with him. He don't want to act like he really did. I'm not sure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to type something really quick because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do two things at once and it's hard.
Yes.
1 second.
I understand that. Having an iPad, I completely understand.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So anyway, he's saying that it was an accident and she doesn't care about that, but at least she doesn't seem to care about that. She's like, that's not the craziest part, and she says the craziest part was that he said in front of everyone that he ruined her in every way. Yes. So she's not upset he murdered somebody in front of her. She's upset that people think she's a slut. And let's be honest, she's a slut. So she kind of, hey, he shouldn't slut shame her, but yeah, she had clearly slept with people. And it sounds like, and again, if this was now 16, still would be considered assault, but we're not looking at it that way because this is back then. But she said she didn't need the whole city knowing that. And I love Norman says it wasn't much of a surprise to the city. So that's why I said she was a slut. Everybody knew it. But she didn't want him to know it, or I guess she was under the impression nobody did. And this is where she tells him that she was sexually assaulted. She says it was, I'm afraid we're going to get knocked off. I say too much, because she said it was raping in the conventional sense. And Miriam's like, what's the unconventional sense? And she says, I didn't mean to be with him for anything other than money. So I guess, I guess if you're sleeping with somebody for money, that doesn't count. I'm not that's against, according to her anyway. But the weirdest part, this is what I found the most bizarre part, is this is where she says, you can ask my mom, she was in the room.
Yeah.
So her mother was in the room while she was having sex with some old man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a legit.
That is weird. And very bizarre, but that's what she says. And more stuff. She asks Miriam if she's ever been taken up the asshole when sleeping. And then when she says no, she asks Norman, and he's like, no, we don't sleep in the same bed. And she's like, why? That's a shame. Why are you married to him? Which I thought was funny. But this is, I'm sorry. Hold on. That part was crazy. She must be a Kardashian. I think so. She clearly, like I said, I don't think it was non-consensual, but she still was a kid. That makes me think the mother was involved with her molestation. Yeah, I think it sounds like because her mother was, and whether this is real, what really happened, I don't know. But her mother was a widow and they didn't have enough money. So I guess she ordered her around is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But
that's why I say it sounds like a lot like a Brooke Shields and her mom's situation when Brooke Shields was doing money. I mean, doing modeling, naked modeling, and being in movies naked.
Yeah.
And her mom was right there.
Hopefully it wasn't quite this bad. But yeah, Kimberly, I think he did pay her because that's what she says. It wasn't in the conventional sense assault because she didn't mean to be with him for anything other than money. So clearly, yeah, she was being whored out to these men and her mother was in on it. So it is very sad. I mean, it's funny because it's a TV show and we're laughing and it's meant to be funny. But I mean, it's not really funny, obviously, not a funny issue. But in the scope of the TV show, it's meant to be funny. But she starts talking about how what Harry did is going to be the crime of the century and that she's going to be the lead villain. She's all excited because she is going to get to become famous through this, she thinks. And she even gets a bonus. Sorry, I was reading what was in the chat. Even gets a bonus if he's acquitted. That Harry's going to give her money. And Miriam's like, I don't think that's going to happen. And yeah, she's very naive. I mean, if he goes to prison, I don't think he gets to keep his money, but I don't know. I don't know how it goes back then. But yeah, she's going to be a star apparently, just not for the right reasons. And then there was a tiny bit with Lily outside that wasn't really important. So I did not write it down. She was just walking around outside.
She was babbling in French, and I couldn't understand what she was saying because I couldn't find the subtitles. And even if I did, would they be in French? Would they translate?
I don't remember what she said. It must not have been important. I don't know if they were translated or not, but if they were, it must not have been that important, or I would have written it down. But it was helpful seeing the captions because I do got to say, I know you said they yell a lot, and I agree. When I watched it the first time, I think missed a lot of things in the first episodes because I watched the screeners and they weren't, there were no captions. Yeah. I think, and I honestly feel when I rewatch this, I'm not sure if some things were added that weren't in the screener or if it's just because I couldn't understand everything with the audio.
Yeah, I had to watch it on my iPad, and the iPad, my audio is not great on the iPad. So if people scream, I don't get the words.
Yeah, I hate when you can't use captions. That's why I said watch on the website.
They're a little headphone icon if you're on the network app. I did not know that. I thought it would be a little CC like everything else, but it's a little headphone icon.
Yeah, but yeah, you miss a lot, I think, with this if you can't hear it, and it makes it hard because I feel like that's why I said when I watched this the first time, I didn't like it as much until the third episode, and then I started really liking it. But like on the rewatch, because I could know what people were saying, I liked it a lot better. So yeah.
Well, if you watch an episode and you have the base idea of the plot, then you can watch it the second time.
Yeah, you definitely are missing a lot of the jokes. So as they say in the voice, as she says in the voiceover, it's now dinner for Evelyn, and her lobotomized mother. Which, hey, if she did the things she did, maybe. Yeah, B. Well, there is captions on this, so at least people can get it now. Scarlet knows that she can get it next time. And if anybody who's listening hasn't seen this, remember you can watch this free. It does have ads, but it's all free on the network. So yeah, I love this.
It's called the network, by the way.
It's called the network. Yeah, it's called the network. I love this dinner scene too. I mean, it's Evelyn going on and on about the trial and how she is going to defend her husband. And she thinks she's going to be reading a script to do this, but she's clearly looking at it like an acting job, and thinks she's going to be
It's a
famous.
performance.
Yeah, it's performance. She's going to be famous off the, the crime of the century. So yeah,
Well, in a roundabout way, she's right. She will get famous.
She is, and
but not for us being stage actress.
Marion says that earlier, or like at some point in this dinner, she says that she's going to be famous for all the right reasons. And then there's a part with, let me see, I took way too many. There's a part with the artist there. And this is where he toasts and says, let's toast to the most meaningful performance of her life. May it be fleeting, immediate, and daring. And I thought at first when he said fleeting that he was insulting her, but I don't think he was supposed to be. He was really toasting her. And he's like, you must be convincing. And this is where she says, I'll be reading from a script. But he tells her the world expects you to tell the truth. And she needs to put a mirror up to society. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because he earlier, which I didn't mention it earlier, but when I was writing the notes, I wrote it down this time because he did. When he was yelling at Henry earlier about the painting, about wanting the money, he says that Norman Henry hasn't done anything for the world, and he says that he holds a mirror up to society. So he's repeating it here. He thinks that that makes you an artist, I guess. And he does say to he says to Henry that he pays a lot for real life, but some of us have to live it. I think that's what, I don't know. But he starts yelling about the money, and Norman tells him he paid him. He's like, he tells them he paid him, because when he leaves, he's like, the fucking French, right? He's been paid. He wasn't serious, and obviously he didn't pay him, but he's trying to make everybody think he did. And to be honest, I'm not sure why it matters if Evelyn and her mother know that he's broke. I mean, they're going to be staying there. They're going to eventually find it out if he keeps giving them lavish dinners when he doesn't actually have the money, So, Jen says, that line felt like his mantra, the life of an artist, holding mirror up to society. Well, he probably thinks that's what his paintings do. I need to probably read more about Degas. I know that I studied him in art history, whatever it was, some years ago. I was trying to figure out how many years ago it was, 20 years ago, something like that.
Well, with Impressionists, this is the first time that painters didn't paint everything realistically, so they were kind of like punk rock.
Yeah, so
they're kind of standing up to society and changing it a little bit. And the more conservative people are like, "Oh, this is crazy! Yeah. It's crazy what you're doing with the blurry lines, the pointillism, and the
Yeah. Well,
impression.
The impressionism. All I remember really about him, not enough. I should remember more, but I remember
ballerinas.
And I remember the ballerinas. Everybody remembers ballerinas. Come on. I mean, everybody studied the Degas ballerinas.
Well, that was his son.
Yeah. So
his main thing.
His main thing, yes. No, he did do other things, but that's what he's known for. And then Evelyn, who needs to continue to be the center of attention, says that Harry used to withhold her allowance until she let him lick her thighs, change the bedpost.
That's like a good name.
Yeah. I just think it's funny. She has to continue to be the center of attention. She wants to do that. Sorry, B. I was trying to read that. Yeah, and I think it would be very helpful to be able to read this, but I cannot. All right, so they're having their dinner, and I'm behind in my photos. Sorry, guys. So after they go out in the hall and before that, there's also an intermission. I meant to go back and get a picture of it. It said about Impressionism. You were talking about it earlier.
Get your Impressionism paintings off the boat.
Yeah.
The boat is full.
That's where it's got like kind of the tongue-in-cheek breaking the third wall type things in the middle of this. But he starts to scream at Norman because he wants his money. And this is where Norman's freaking out Jen loves the intermissions. Yeah, I think it's cute.
Yeah, I do too.
I like it. And it has to do with stuff at the time. Because like I know one of them was about the inventions. I keep wanting to call him Tesla, damn it, not Tesla.
I don't think Tesla's coming out.
Invention. The black and white satire. It is. You know, I think they could have made this whole show in black and white and it would have been funny, but it makes it kind of stand out at the same time. But either way, he is screaming at Norman. He chokes him with his cane and tells him to ask why, why he lied, I think, about painting him or about paying him. Says he's a Grim Reaper. He threatens him, and Norman collapses and he acts like he starts kind of, I don't know if he's crying here or not, but he's yelling for his wife to help him. He's all like, he can't do anything and acting like a baby. And his wife comes up and she's like, you said you already paid him. So what's the problem? And figures out that he's been lying. And she tells him he's got to go get the money. And he's like, we don't have it. So, and she's like, well, but he already finished the painting. Like, you have to pay him. Go find the damn money. So yeah, it is obviously not going to go well when he finds out he doesn't have enough money. But she chases him upstairs, the artist here, and she starts yelling at him that even if he owes him money, it's no excuse to act like that. But it seems to me, I took it to this scene. Did you feel like it was a little sorry, wait, Jen said he looked like, she's talking about Norman, he looked like a broken man crying. Yeah, it was sad, but it was also kind of humorous too in certain points of it because it was supposed to be. But Jen, that's just about what I was going to say. The tension between Marion and the artist here, it's definitely very sexual. I mean, she mentioned last episode his passion and everything. And you can tell that she seems to be enjoying it and he seems to be enjoying it. Let's just put it that way. And she can't act like this. And she's like, and he says, let's see. He has the painting against the wall because it hasn't been appraised of anything. So it's not worth anything yet. Which obviously I'm sure it would be, but just hasn't gotten that far yet. And this is where he's crying. And I lost it. Why is it not going up more? Jen thought it was sad. I don't know. Did you find it sad or funny? Like, it's sad, but I was laughing because it was also funny the way he's crying.
It's just made so over the top.
Yeah, like exactly. That's kind of how a lot of this episode is, over the top, but like in the best way. It's like a purposefully over the top. It's not like bad.
It's kind of making fun of the, Gilded Age rich, as like the show Another Period does. They just make fun of the rich.
Yeah, definitely. Except they're not rich. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, putting up airs that you're rich too. I mean, the whole nouveau riche kind of thing going on in Rhode Island.
Yeah, but it's either way, it's all over the top. But like I said, it's purposefully over the top. It's a spectacle. That's how I would even describe like the spectacle, with camels. That's the best description. It's a crazy spectacle.
Spectacular.
Yeah, it's meant to be over top. It's not bad acting or anything. It's just meant to be that way. That's what makes it good, and makes it funny. And here, as Jen said, there was a point where she pushes him down and then says that it doesn't bother her. That was hilarious. Her episode. Yeah, I think that Marion is funny here too. Look, they're both funny. And then this is where he's still crying, and Lily comes up, scares him, and she starts yelling at him. You promised me you'd send me to Paris. And he yells at her, and he says that, wait, that's a little bit after. Hold on, I'll get to that. First, before I get to that, I guess I went too far. Sorry.
Oh, no.
There is a scene where Marion tells him, when she's talking to the artist here, she tells him that if he ever does it again, he'll find himself bludgeoned. And he says, in what sense? Like there's more than one kind of bludgeoning. And she's like, in the physical sense, I'm a boxer. And then of course he thinks that's funny because she's a woman. And she's like, yes, I am. So yeah, Marion knows how to throw a punch. I'd like to see her punch her husband sometimes. I feel like that would be funny. But anyway, Norman is yelling, or Lily is yelling at Norman. Norman's yelling at Lily. They're both upset basically. But he tries to kiss her. She bites him, and he says he thinks
she bites him.
Yeah, she bites him. I guess she was upset partially, and I didn't pick up on this. I don't know if I just missed it or he's assuming that, but he thinks she's partially upset because she thinks he's sleeping with Evelyn. Yeah, I don't know. Did you pick up on that? Because I didn't. I don't know. For whatever reason, I didn't realize she was supposed to be upset because of that. So I don't know if she really was and I missed it, or if he just thinks that. Because he's conceited. I don't know. Because he's like, do you really think I'd be stupid enough to sleep with her after he did what he did to the last one? So yes, he will not touch Evelyn. He's just touching, his ballerina there. But she's mad that he won't send her back to Perry, and she's yelling. And this is where he says, I found you on the streets. You're nothing more than a pickpocket who can spin. And then as soon as he says it, he starts to apologize and feels bad that he was being mean to her because he's taking it out on her. Look, he was upset. He took it out on her is basically what happened.
I like those little inserts they had in that scene too when she was on the street. He put money in her hat.
Yeah, I didn't get a picture of that, but yeah, there was some dancing on the street. And then look at those tiles even on the wall. Or is that wallpaper? Maybe that's wallpaper. I thought it was tiles. I think it's crazy wallpaper.
It's probably wallpaper hinted with arsenic. It's got green in it. Maybe that's why it's making everybody a little crazy.
It might be. But this is where he's walking down the hall and he's like, doesn't know what to do. And he's freaking out. And he's, still kind of crying, not sure what to do. And then Lily talks to this guy as he's playing. I think he says he's making a sonata or something. I don't remember. It wasn't important. And there is also interspersed. These kind of go back and forth. That's why I'm not sure if I'm at the right place or not. But these go back and forth with Evelyn's mother telling her goodnight, and they're praying out loud. And this is again where I think it's kind of highlighting that she's still a kid. The way she's like interacting with her mother. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with her mother going over and telling her goodnight. I don't mean it like that, but it's just the way the scene played out to me. I think it was meant to highlight that she's still just a teenager and being treated a bit differently there. So she's saying that she's happy they have a place to stay as she prays. And then back again with these two. This is where she tells the artist that she doesn't want any trouble and that Norman is getting the money for him. And obviously, I don't know if he's going to get enough. When he opens the safe, there's hardly anything in it. So I have no clue, how well that's going to go. But apparently he's getting the money for him. Hey, Doc, welcome. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, I remembered because Doc came in. I'm not sure exactly why that reminded me, but it did. Probably because he was at the last one. For anybody who didn't hear it, because we didn't kind of outright announce it, Thursday, we're still going to be doing our Stranger Things show, but we're going to be doing trivia for Stranger Things.
Yay, submit your questions. Anybody in the chat?
Yeah, we'll get some questions. I also at some point wanted to do a Christmas trivia. So I'm not sure if we should do, guys, let me know in Discord what you think. Should we do like a Stranger Things / Christmas trivia? Because I'm not sure if we're going to have another night before Christmas. That's the only thing. So maybe we'll do kind of both.
Yeah, I don't know. A very Stranger Things Christmas trivia.
Yeah, we could. But if you guys haven't, also please make sure that you join Discord. The link is pinned in the chat because we have our watch parties there as we had tonight for the artist. And, you can do things like write me and let me know what you think when I'm telling you to let me know. That's what I mean. put it either in YouTube in the comments or in Discord. And yeah, you can interact with all of us. Sorry, B, but you can always, if you miss it, you can always stream it later, of course, like all of our trivia. But yeah, that'll be Thursday night at 10, I believe. But yeah, let us know kind of what you want to see. Drop me a note and let me know. All right.
We don't have any prizes, so it's not big that you have to watch it live.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it live. You can watch it later. We unfortunately don't have prizes. We got to figure out prizes.
Maybe someday we'll have prizes, but this time we don't have any prizes. Except for your feelings of, accomplishment if you get a good score.
Yes, you get feelings of accomplishment. And you get to come and see what kind of crazy overlays I've made.
Yeah.
I've been making Christmas shit. I got blinking lights.
Oh, I thought you were making Stranger Things, like 11.
No, I got Stranger Things too, but that's why we have to do a Christmas one too.
A Demogorgon with a Santa hat?
What? No, I didn't. What'd you say?
A Demogorgon with a Santa hat?
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to do that too. But no, I have a whole Christmas scene. So maybe we'll do some Stranger Things trivia, and then we'll switch over to Christmas trivia.
It's Vecna, but he's got a candy cane in his hand.
Yeah, I'll have to mess with that. Except my damn unlimited nano banana is about ready to run out. I'm not gonna be able to get it here. All right.
Oh yeah, Krampus is a good idea.
I like that. I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah, we have a Krampus night in our city where there's a parade of Krampuses or Krampi, whatever it is. There's a bunch of them. They parade around the city. There's a lot of fun to be had. There's bands. There's food.
That's cool. That's cool. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find something. And okay. Let's see. We need to do. Hold on 1 second.
I just wonder if there's going to be some clue on the poodle paintings once we see them.
Yeah, I would. Shoot, my internet. I'm trying to get this. My internet's not listening to me. It's like, why are you not listening? So anyway, they're having their sort of sexually charged in here.
Yes.
And if we don't have, okay, it kind of keeps going back and forth again. And then there's this part where Lily says, if we don't have Paris, we still have this. I don't know if she meant her dancing. I was a little confused by that. Exactly what she was talking about.
I thought she meant that she had a place to actually perform, even if it was by herself, a piano player.
Okay, that makes sense.
She would perform for the the lady and the man of the house, at least, or something.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
On the street.
Yeah, that makes more sense. A lot more sense. All right, so we have Norman crying. These are all kind of interspersed, and then we have.
There's a lot of sitting on the floor in the show. Like a lot of people sitting on the floor with their backs to the wall.
They do.
Being sad. Oh, I like this montage of different actors.
I thought I had. I don't. I thought I had a picture. Lily is on the balcony yelling about being Joan of Arc. I only know that because of the captions. So I have
I'm missing those things. I'm missing those little jokes in there.
Yeah, I only knew it because of the captions. So I have no clue what's going on. Otherwise, yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. But then we see, like you said, it's a montage that did it show other painters or just him? I thought it just showed him.
Yeah, it showed like Monet and who else was there? Cezanne. I'm gonna throw other things out, Manet. I'm gonna throw out some other impressionists. I think they're all there. Renoir.
Okay. I wasn't
that group of people, and I thought it was cool that they actually found people that remotely looked like those artists and took pictures of them.
That's cool. I didn't.
It made it a little bit better for me to be immersed in this world. Little things like that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And this is where he says that where'd it go? He says something about
Toulouse-Lautrec. Yeah, Toulouse-Lautrec.
Yeah, she says that that she understands the struggling life of an artist, that he cares about his work. And this is where he says something about the embarrassing life of Edgar Degas. And she says, you shouldn't be ashamed. You value your art above everything else. And that she admires him and thinks it's romantic. And then all of a sudden it hits her what he said. And she's like, what did you say? And realizes that he is saying he's Degas. And he kind of backtracks a little bit at first when she says to him that she heard him. There's a picture of him there painting. And she asks what the world has done to him. And he says that the world is cruel to old men. And this is where she says in the voiceover that everything changed the moment she touched him. I don't think that meant in a sexual way, but it was an odd thing to say, I think. I thought it was a little strange there. Oui. So yeah, I look, her husband has been sleeping with Lily this whole time. She's probably going to end up with Degas. Yeah, maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll conspire together to kill him. Who knows? To kill her husband. You know, I kind of question though, like they are married, but they're not in it. Look, back then, I think of like Mary Tyler Moore and stuff, that they necessarily didn't always stay in the same bedroom anyway. But it seems like they're not. I don't know. It makes it sound like they're not romantic, because she says to Lily that they're not, or not to Lily, to Evelyn, that they sleep. They're not sleeping together. She basically says, and he says they're in separate rooms. And she clearly knows that he's sleeping with Lily and doesn't seem to mind. So I don't know. We'll have to find out. But yeah. So who do you think? My not that we know yet, but like I said, it could be the two of them together. Who do you think it is? Because I'm kind of wondering at this point. What the heck? I'm kind of wondering if it's possible. I hadn't thought about till I watched it this time, but I'm kind of wondering if it's possible that Norman unalives himself because he's broke. So,
or there might be, you know, like how the beginning opening credits are. There might be some kind of weird series of unfortunate events that happen that ends up with him dying at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be an accident. Who knows? Sorry.
You know, like maybe like he falls, but he catches himself, but then a bowling ball hits him in the head. You know, kind of like just random.
Like a Goldberg variation thing, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I just think I think the whole idea to have a historical drama, well, comedy drama, but to have it historical and also have it about a murder that's got to be fictitious. I don't even know. Is Norman? I don't think Norman Henry is a person, but
I don't think so. I don't think the main couple are history, because Edison was there, Degas there, the murder couple.
Yeah.
The century couple is there. Real.
Yeah, but it's interesting that they're blending, you know, historical with this. Because I mean, look, these people aren't alive. They can't like slander them or something if they say they murdered somebody.
I mean, if the great can exist, then this can exist, because the great took a lot of liberties.
But I just think it's going to be interesting if like a real person committed the murder, and that's what makes me think maybe it was an accident. Maybe he did it. Maybe his wife did it. Something like it just would be kind of odd. I think if
they all did it.
Like, makes sense. Yeah, like what's that Perot story? Murder on is it Murder
I was gonna say I didn't want to spoil Murder on the Orient.
Oh, sorry everybody. If you haven't seen it, I figured everybody had seen that by now.
I always kind of just say it and then I kind of backtrack. Like I should say it because some people have never seen that. Because I always use it as an example. You know, when I'm talking about murder mysteries, and I'm like, it's a really bad example because a lot of people haven't seen.
Oh, well, it's old. They haven't seen it. Sorry, Murder. Yeah, Jen says like Murder on the Orient. So I think most people have probably heard of it, and if you haven't, it's a good show.
Where everybody was conspiring. Everybody had, you know, was trying to kill somebody.
It reminds me a lot of this CSI. That's kind of like that. And I was probably,
but I mean, he would have a reason to kill him. Lily would have a reason to kill him. His wife would have a reason to kill him. You know, maybe Edison comes back and tries to.
Yeah, Edison could potentially have a reason to kill him. So yeah, there could be a lot. Look, I have a feeling, though, at least from what I've gathered from reading, like at least what it sounds like to me in the summaries from like the press releases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're going to get more about Thaw. Like, I don't know, because
Yeah.
did he go to prison? I was thinking he didn't go to prison, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me look it up. Did Harry?
Well, he probably like I did take pictures of those.
Of what? No, he didn't go to jail. It says after two high-profile trials where his defense argued temporary insanity due to White's alleged affair with Thaw's wife, a jury found him not guilty by reason of insanity. So I think that there's a good chance that he is going to maybe show up at this at their house too, if once he's acquitted, because it makes more sense if like he's one of the suspects because he did murder somebody. You know, he would definitely be a suspect. I
do like that they said on the Wikipedia page, the crowd initially suspected the shooting might be part of the show, as elaborate practical jokes are popular in high society at the time.
That's funny, except for the fact that the one that organized the show is the one that ended up dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part didn't work too well. But yeah, I have a feeling we'll probably see more of him, and I really don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode. I wish they'd send it to me. I keep asking for it and I haven't gotten it. But also this, you know, we were talking earlier in the watch party that like this is a really good show and has a really good cast and not that many people know about it. It's not highly advertised. And there's more big cast members coming, big names coming, like Patti LuPone is in it, Zachary Quinto's in it, and we haven't even seen them yet. So that'll be interesting to see their characters and see how they.
I just saw her at Last Christmas because I watch Last Christmas every year.
Who's in that?
The girl from Game of Thrones. She plays the lead. It's written by Emma Thompson. It's a really good movie, but it's also kind of funny in a roundabout way, but you would have to kind of see it to figure it out.
Is that the one where she's dying or is that something else? No.
Yeah, she's dying.
Okay, that is the Christmas.
It literally follows. If you know the song "Last Christmas" by George Michael, it literally follows the lyrics, but in a kind of comical way. They totally play straight.
I see. Yeah,
some of these actors are given lines that you would think they could not deliver straight, but because they're great actors, they deliver it without like any kind of like fear. Just deliver the line so serious.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing a trailer of that movie and thinking it sounded good, but it sounded too sad, so I never watched it.
For a rom-com, it's pretty good. For a Christmas movie, it's pretty good, and for like what the F movie, it's great.
I see. Like this is.
I ran into it one time when me and my boyfriend stayed over at a hotel room, and I just started laughing or watching, and we were just laughing inattentionally. Because the premise was so weird.
Yeah, it sounds
recommended.
For her. Yeah, I don't know. I have not seen it, but it sounds like it might be funny. But yeah, it also sounded like it was sad. That's why I never watched it. I didn't feel like crying watching Christmas movies, so I never did. But I don't know. Isn't it sad?
Uplifting.
It's uplifting. Okay. Well, the promo makes it sound
hurts, but it's uplifting at the end.
Okay. All right. I'll have to take your word for it and check it out. But yeah. So what else? Well, the next episode, we're at the end of the episode, but the next episode, like I said, comes out on Christmas Day. So we'll get to that after, and then we're also going to be. Let's see, Stranger Things also comes out on Christmas Day. So we're going to be at some point the weekend after Christmas fitting in our Stranger Things show. I don't know if we will be doing this that week or the following week. That's why you guys have to go to Discord or look at a YouTube schedule. I'm guessing we'll probably have it the 29th. Which is is the Monday after Christmas. I'm guessing we'll probably still have the show for the artist. And then what the heck is that?
Oh, that's my hamster, my worrying hamsters.
Oh, okay. in your game.
I found out my hamsters for Hamster Wars at TeslaCon were not regulation. So now I bought 2 regulation sizes, and these I guess will be the children. The second generation of them do not fall over, so they're not very good at warring because they don't ever tip over, so there's never a winner.
So they keep fighting, huh?
So we put them out. Well, my boyfriend said they're they were from the same litter, so we're like sister and brother. So we kind of came up with a backstory for them. But we put them in the ring, and they wouldn't tip each other over. Then we put some of the other hamsters in there, and they almost tipped them over. So
I'm imagining this as you're talking about it. Very strange, Scarlet. No, it sounds funny though. I have never seen warring hamsters, so I don't know.
They're all in the ring. And they make this sound.
Are they singing?
Yeah, these do. The other ones just make hamster noises.
Well, they're cute. I don't know if I want to see them get beat up, but they sound cute.
Oh, they don't get beat up. They just fall over because they're
okay. Well, then it's okay. As long as they're okay.
These aren't real hamsters, everyone.
Yes. I know they're not real hamsters. But they're still probably cute. I wouldn't want them to get hurt. Anyway.
People put little top hats and monocles and stuff on them.
Oh, that sounds cute.
And give them names like, Viola Winterbottom.
Maybe someday I'll have to go to a steampunk thing. Squirrels are more powerful. Squirrel Girl never loses. Gosh, you're funny. Anyway,
they come with little balls too, so they can roll around on the floor if you want to scare your cat or other animals.
That's funny. That's cool. You'll have to show me a picture of them sometime. So anyway, so The Artist and Stranger Things are both on Christmas Day. So we'll probably be having a show the Monday after Christmas, I'm guessing. We have to talk about it, I'm guessing, for this. But Stranger Things, we're going to be fitting in sometime that weekend. So make sure that you guys, that you check out YouTube to know when it is, or go into Discord, and I'll put the schedule in once we decide what we're doing. Hey, Lori, thanks for dropping by. But first, before any of that, before the holiday, tomorrow we have Fandom Access at 10 p.m. Eastern, where we have Pluribus, and what else do we have? We will be reviewing Stranger Things tomorrow, since AJ isn't part of our breakdown show. We have Pluribus and Stranger Things. I think that's it. And then Thursday, we will be having the trivia Thursday night. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And I know I mentioned before.
I was going to mention the doc about Squirrel Girl. I have this game called Unmatched. It's called Unmatched Teen Spirit, and it has the Squirrel Girl in it. And you can play as the Squirrel Girl, and she has 10 squirrels that you can use to defeat foes.
I have never heard of Squirrel Girl, but okay.
Which Ms. Marvel. It comes with Ms. Marvel and Cloak and Dagger too, if you know, you know.
Okay. I lost track of what I said. I know what I was going to say. I know that before I had mentioned the world war between the land and the sea, but if for any of you who did miss the announcement, we're going to wait till it comes out here in America before we do a formal review show for that, but we will be reviewing it, and it's still really good. Had some things were a little weird, but I really like it, but we're going to wait on that because I know most of you haven't seen it anyway. So we're also going to, hopefully before the finale of Stranger Things, before we do a live stream on the next section, we're going to have a watch party to watch the play. So that'll probably be within the next week or so sometime. So drop me a note in Discord or whatever and let me know when you guys want to do it, and we'll try to figure out something that works for everybody. And that way we can watch it before the next episode, before we do the live stream for the next episode.
Is it going to be the UK version or the US version?
I don't know. Maybe we'll take a vote, see what people want to watch. I assumed the US version, but I don't know. Is the UK version better?
I feel like the acting's better in the UK, not to give any shade to the US actors.
It probably is.
And the version I saw in the US, a couple of the effects were kind of off. Like they turned off the lights, so it turned them on too soon.
Well,
so maybe it was just a bad theater day.
It might have been. Well, it was live, so lucky we get any of it. But we will be.
Yeah,
doing that.
I'm glad I get to see it. All those slime tutorials.
Oh, slime. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked up slime tutorials, but Jen helped me out with the one.
Well, it is funny because they have, like, for Wicked, it's like your pink and green slime tutorial, which I thought was funny. You know, for Stranger Things, it could be your red and black slime tutorial.
But it's really okay. You did say I thought you said Miss Marvel. Maybe I'm missing something. So
Ms.
Squirrel
Marvel.
Girl is Marvel. Is Squirrel Girl is Marvel?
Yeah, it's Teen Spirit. It's got Squirrel Girl and Cloak and Dagger and Ms. Marvel all in the set, and you can find them.
Okay, I see. I have not seen Cloak and Dagger. I think I've seen the pilot of Cloak and Dagger, but I never saw.
Yeah, and, you have it's a card game. You have certain powers and certain cards, like, you know, you can battle or defend. And Squirrel Girl comes with a bunch of squirrels that you can put around her that do things. The squirrel.
I just never had. I never had heard of Squirrel Girl. I didn't realize it was Marvel. I'm still slowly getting caught up on my Marvel stuff. I mean, I'm still in the middle of doing my Shield rewatch, but there's a lot of Marvel I don't know, and I don't tend to read the comics. But yeah, I'm a learning as I go. But yeah, we'll have, like I said, Tuesday Fandom Access, Thursday trivia. We'll do Stranger Things, and we'll do Christmas probably in the same day. But please do check out Discord, and after we make a solid decision on all this, I'll post the exact schedule. And make sure you check out the video link for interviews and scifivision.com for all of our stuff. And yeah.
Doc, the Unmatched game is like $30, but it's an actual board game and not a video game. But, you know, you got the savings if you only spend $30.
That's awesome. I wish that they need to have more video games. You're talking about the video games. I found, I bought used. I found for $10. I found the old PS4 Avengers game that I'm going to play. You can't get the online, but you can at least get the campaign. I'm hoping it's good. I don't know. It might be crap, but we'll see. I got it to try.
Yeah, I bought the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube. I realized, like,
I have never played Animal Crossing, so I'm not.
Every time you need Blathers to do something, you have to, like, type him out a letter, like, every single time, and now you don't have to do that, which is, like, so much easier.
It's interesting. I know a lot of.
But I think he was like an intern, like a museum intern, and now he runs a museum. But you know, but with the Unmatched, if you ever want to get the Unmatched games, Doc, there's different ones. There's one with Dracula and Sherlock Holmes and stuff you could play, and there's Jurassic Park ones, the dinosaurs that are really cool, and you could basically play like Velociraptor against Dracula if you wanted. You know, all the characters are interchangeable with the different games. It's fun.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds cool. As long as you're enjoying.
They have a bunch of Shakespeare characters too. I want to set up.
And this is all cards, you said, or is this the board game part?
It's a board game that comes with figures. Like, you get your figure. They have like actual figures you move across the board as Squirrel Girl, like really nicely done ones, 3D ones. Cool. And then you move them across the board, and there's different like colors, and you use different cards. Like you'll have a close attack or a long range attack, and
so it's kind of like one of the card games, but it's got a board game part to it, kind of.
Yeah, you just try to knock them to zero. Yeah. Or you can, like the Dracula's brides, and then, if you defeat a bride, it can come back, stuff like that.
Cool. I have not played an actual, like, board game in forever, You don't really play them much anymore because everything's digital. At least I don't. I'd like to.
I played, last board game I played was Rococo, where you make pretty dresses for the ball. And it's a pretty intense strategy game, but it's also a board game? Oh yeah, it's this huge, beautiful board game with you get little laces and little pieces of fabric, and you make your beautiful dresses and you display them in different parts of the manor house.
I thought you were going to say it's a video game. That's funny for a board game. I've never seen that, but not that I've played a lot of board games.
It's kind of like the board game where you amass like items to make things, and then you make things and you get points for them.
I see.
But you're supposed to have a ball. It's supposed to be a ball, a soiree, and you're like You have to have your, society people in the right place at the right time in the building. You get points.
Well, you have obviously you go to a game night thing, right?
Yeah.
So you've played a lot of board games.
Wingspan is cool. I love Wingspan. Have all the expansions for it. Then they made a fin span that was fish and a worm span that was dragons. I have the dragon one.
I don't know. I'm like,
Wingspan is really pretty because there's different environments you can put your birds in, and they can have eggs, and you get eggs, and it's a really beautiful board game.
Oh, that's cool. It sounds interesting.
And with that too, you have to collect worms and other things that they eat, so you can get birds that will come to your environment because those things are there. A little fun facts and all the bird cards, which I enjoy.
Sounds very involved, that's for sure. Jen, yes, not all of it, but I saw it when it was on Prime, I think. I covered it. I did interviews for it, so I had watched some of them. I don't think I ever watched quite all of it, though, but I had watched some of Hunter's. It was good what I watched. I just never had time to finish it. I was going to say, I just saw, what was that called? I don't know what it was called. I was going to say about a movie that I've seen, but I can't. My brain's fried. It's getting late. And I'm like, less is making sense to me. So
I watched Scrooge last night.
That's cool. I've mostly lately watched screeners and watched Shield, and that's been about the extent of what I've watched. And what we've watched for the show. And that's what I got to watch the new Orbis yet.
I ended up rewatching Yellow Jackets last night. I'm doing a little rewatch on my own.
You've watched that so many times, you probably know a lot of it by heart.
I've watched it all maybe 2 or 3 times. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's my favorite show, but I'm just, I watched the pilot, which is great, but then by the time I get to episode 3, something comes up in my life, and then I feel like I have to start over again.
I see. Well, at least it's still a good show, but it's going to be forever till it comes back. All these shows are taking forever to come back. But I do got to watch Pluribus yet. So that.
Oh, you haven't watched episode 7?
No. I have not. We're going to cover the new Knives Out movie. I have not seen the last couple of Knives Out movie. I don't know.
I haven't seen the last one.
Before about doing movies, but the problem is, do people normally cover movies? Because a lot of times, like, you kind of got to see it right away, or it's a little obsolete.
Unless people want to do a deep dive on it, or they have something to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know if you have to see the other one. So I mean, we could, but I haven't seen. Like I said, I've seen the first one, and that's all I've ever seen. I haven't seen the other
same.
now. So I'm not really an expert in there. I still have to take time to watch Fallout, so we can hopefully do a Fallout.
That's coming up soon. That's coming up tomorrow. Do it tonight. Get it. Watch all the season.
Oh, it starts tomorrow. I thought it started on tomorrow. Oh, well, if we do it, it's going to have to be after Christmas anyway. So it might be too late. I don't know. We'll have to see. But
it's week to week, so you don't have to worry about like them all dropping at once. So that's
right. But I got to watch all of season 1 first. So if we do that, we'll have to do an episode and like do a couple, like do like a catch up, a couple of them together. Because there's no way I can get the whole thing watched by Wednesday. I just won't have time. But I'll try.
You got time to start now.
It's 12 o'clock at night.
Don't sleep. Start now. Don't sleep at all. Keep going.
I've been taking some computer online class things this weekend, and I'm like getting up early every day, and I'm running on empty here. So we'll see. I shall try. Who needs sleep? I need sleep.
Yeah.
I usually don't, but I do right now. I haven't been getting enough. All right. Well, I think we have about exhausted the artist. We kind of wrapped it up a while ago and have been blabbering on and on about other stuff. How are my headaches? I actually am getting a headache right now. I've already started to get it. For some reason, doing the live stream, I don't know if it's talking, and just because I think some of it, I've said before, I know it's a lot of it's coming from my sinuses, and I kind of think that moving my jaw, I don't know if it's like as it hits my sinus, I don't know, but I think when I talk a lot on the live stream, usually before the live stream's over, that occipital nerve starts to irritate me before I'm done the live stream, and I'm starting to get sick. So, but thank you, B. I'm trying. like I said, the shot I got in that nerve did not really help. So I got to figure out something else because my insurance won't cover the nerve tech that the doctor gave me to try. I got some samples. That's it.
Great.
Rita,
That's always
what?
great.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, at least I got some, right? That sounds familiar, Doc. What is that? I'm trying to think of what that is. I gotta look it up.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know what Rita repulsa is then. I don't know what that is. I don't recognize it, so I don't know. Yeah. Well, see, the problem is too, Doc, is that I have, thank you, Jen, is that I have migraines that I'm getting in the front of my head, and I have the occipital pain in the back, and she said they're two separate things. So, those are Power Rangers. Okay, that's why it sounds familiar. Yeah. I used to watch Power Rangers when I was little, the really old one. Used to watch, but
does she get powerful headaches?
Yeah. Does she have powerful headaches? I'm not sure how it's connected to Power Rangers. Oh, okay. She gets Power Rangers when they beat her. Well, nobody's beat me, thankfully, but yeah, I have, anyway, as I was saying, I have migraine pain and the occipital nerve pain, and trying to kind of figure out something that'll work. And I might have to get another steroid shot because the nerve blocker didn't work really at all. And B, that's just it. They don't want to. They've given me another one to try. I'm going to see how it goes. But I think I have to try one more. And then if that doesn't work, then they might cover one of the like Nurtec, or I was taking Ubrelvy for a little bit when I was on a different insurance, but it doesn't cover that either. So kind of just going with Advil and Excedrin and taking way too much. But thank you, Doc. The problem is, I know a lot of times, like when it gets bad, like I can't think. Like I know when I'm talking, I can tell that what I'm saying is getting dumber and dumber just because I can't.
Yeah.
Not getting sleep doesn't help, but it sucks. Migraines suck bad. They can make it hard to do stuff and get stuff done, but we'll see. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 Eastern for Fandom Access. Foot ice. Oh, never heard of that, Jen. I'll have to. I've never heard of that. Feet? That's interesting. Now, I have never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. I've not heard of that. Like I said, I mostly take too much Advil and Excedrin, and that's been my go-to. And I think sometimes I get what do you call it, the feedback headaches or whatever they're called from taking too much of the over-the-counter pain meds. But sometimes you're suffering, you don't got a choice.
Sometimes I just huff peppermint oil.
Yeah, I know you told me that, but I think
huff
that would
right
bother
up in your nostril.
make me sicker. Yeah, don't know that would help. Yeah, rebound headaches, right? That's what I was thinking what it's called. All right, send me a Discord if anyone has another live to go to. Yeah, I don't have one until Tuesday, until tomorrow at least. That's only tomorrow. That's interesting, Jen. I'll have to. Although I don't know, I don't want to freeze. I have to see.
You just stick your feet in the snow outside.
It's like an Ouroboros, zombie. It's like my tattoo. I have an Ouroboros tattoo. Just talking about. It didn't give me the headache.
All
right. Yeah, that's interesting though. If that helps, I'll have to look into that. But all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Scarlet, I will see you Thursday. And like I said, guys, drop me a note in Discord or a comment on YouTube. Some, kind of what you guys. Let's know what you want to do. If you want to do, a mishmash trivia, if you'd rather do two separate, and we'll try to fit it in. Just give us some ideas, and only 5 to 10 minutes. It still might make me a popsicle by then. But yeah, let us know and check that for schedule. And like I said, before the new episode of Stranger Things airs, we will have a watch party for the play. We just got to figure out a time that works for the most people, and we'll go with that. All right, kids. Thanks, everybody.
You're so welcome, Jen.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. I think we sort of lathered on a bit at the end, but I know people seem to like that. I always feel like, why are people listening to me? Your hamsters. They sound cute. I need to get sound effects. I need to get my own here. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you at the next one.